Africa is ready. January 1st, 2021 marked the beginning of greater prosperity for the African continent through the commencement of intra-African trade under the African Continental Free Trade Area (AfCFTA). With over 1.2 billion people and a GDP of $3.4 trillion, Africa is on her way to her high places.
As a farmer, as a producer, as a service provider, you have a big market. So whereas you may only be able to sell X number of products in Nigeria, you can sell a lot more in Africa.
The African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, it is going to normalize trade and create borders that favor its trade and the movement of goods and services, as well as expertise between the African continent as a whole. So, for our own business, we believe that it would make the availability of our raw materials more faster, and it would also engage us with working with other local African countries and able to come up with solutions for our own businesses.
It would actually help fashion designers in Africa because it will bring this unity amongst them. It will bring collaboration.
What we have to understand is that we are not more talking about Orex market here, maybe a market of 300 million consumers. We're talking about a market of 1.3 billion consumers on the continent. There will be no more regulations in individual African countries when you're moving across border to do your trade. You will have one unique legislation covering 55 African countries.
SMEs in the African economy is 80% and contributing 33% to the GDP, and AfCFTA will give collaborative opportunities between SMEs and multinationals to ease trading in Africa.
It's going to actually make the multinationals and the SMEs come together to partner. But now my concern is, will the multinationals not actually leverage on the SMEs by trying to monopolize the system, trying to set a particular cost and say, okay, this is the cost you must sell your product for?
It is an intervention that we have identified, that we will work with big companies and SMEs and try to connect them and try to help them to work to get their product to Africa. For you to export, there's something they call rules of origin. Rules of origin means document to show that your product is made in the country, like say Nigeria. Made in Nigeria products will have Nigerian rules of origin certificate. Now, for that SME that does a small thing, it could be a huge burden. But for a big manufacturing company, they can take on that burden of getting the documentation. So the connection is that they have a lot of SMEs producing and supplying them. When SMEs supply them, they package, they process, they add value to it, and they do all the paperwork that need to happen for it to go to Africa. So that is a major win for SMEs. Because the other thing that is good for them is that because these companies, imagine as an SME, you may not have money, you may not have the technological know-how, you may not have a lot to be able to compete in the African market. But because of that ecosystem and the connection with manufacturing or bigger companies, they would also teach you.
There will be a unique market entry requirement. That means if you are qualified, for example, on market access in Nigeria, that same conditions apply for Egypt, South Africa, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Togo. You can imagine a market of 1.3 billion consumers open for small SMEs in Cameroon. Definitely a huge opportunity in terms of agriculture, in terms of fashion designers, in terms of transformation industry technology, because remember we are here talking about trading goods and trading services. It's a huge opportunity, definitely. So SMEs now need to get the information, the right information at the right place, and be able to produce respecting the rules of origin. And one thing I must emphasize for SMEs is that they should be versed with tariff liberalization, because the liberalization process will not be done on spot. Like, it will not be done in one shot. It will be done over a period of time, 5 and 10 years. And it will be very bad and sad for them to bring products which maybe are in the later phase of liberalization and they are faced with obstacles in accessing market. Might discourage them. They should contact experts.
If AfCFTA when don't come now, so at least it don't make our indigenous self-style company them know so they get a wider platform to attend to, and it will give them that platform for them to know say they go do better than the way that they do before.